Carly Suspension, this is Tyler.
Hey Tyler, it's Keith Sawyer. I think we're playing a bit of phone tag.
Right on. How's it going, man?
Not too bad. I talked to you a while back, but I lost my notes. So it's about my 2019 Ram 3500 Limited. It's a single wheel or single rear wheel.
Perfect. Does it? It's got the diesel in it, I imagine.
Yep, and no factory airbags.
No factory air, just leaf springs. Perfect.
Yep.
All right. So what's going on? What kind of questions did you have there?
So I'm looking at something that I can kind of, obviously to do everything like I'd love to do right out of the gate. Stuff can add up. So I'm looking at a system where I can add things to as I get the cash flow to be able to do that.
Absolutely. What are you planning on using the truck for? Like, how are you going to be driving it?
Just primarily. I mean, I'd say 98% of the time I'm on. It's highway miles, and city miles and stuff. Every once in a while out here, I'll go down a gravel road or something that's got minimal potholes, but just mainly looking at getting the smoothest ride possible.
Do you haul heavy with it?
No, I don't really haul at all. I just bought it because it was a limited and it's a diesel engine.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I do have kind of a suggestion. Are you looking to be in the 3.5 inch range, or are you looking to just be in like the leveling height range, just the 2.5? Or is it kind of whatever's going to get you the best ride quality?
Yeah, whatever's going to give me the best ride quality, so I've got a lot of Banks components too that it's been waiting to get out of the body shop. I'm having it restored on the outside, but I've got some Banks products and like an Easy Link tuner with some calibrated power tunes that I'm trying to get the best gas mileage that I possibly can out of it too. So
Gotcha.
I don't want to get too crazy with the tires or anything. I'll probably put some like Toyos, the AT3s on them or something like that.
You think 35s, or are you willing to go up to a 37 for better ride quality, or is that kind of what you're trying to avoid with the gas mileage side of things?
Yeah, I'm not too sure with everything I'm going to put on it, how much it's going to affect it as far as, if I went to something bigger, but I probably wouldn't go any bigger than like 35s. Gotcha.
So yeah, I mean a 35 is it's going to be a little small on what I was going to recommend, which is our 3.25 inch backcountry system. 37s are a little bit more proportional, and they get you a little bit better ride quality because you're now working with more sidewall. More tire sidewall equals better small bump compliance because we're relying on the wheel tire combination to soak up the small bumps so that the suspension can be there for the bigger stuff like bridge crossings, railroad tracks, potholes, dips, stuff like that. So as far as that goes, man, what I would say is a 3.25 inch backcountry, especially since you're talking about something that you can potentially upgrade down the line and continue to make better and better. With the 3.25 backcountry, in the meantime, before you would kind of take the next step with like full progressive leaf springs in the rear and the torsion sway bar, you'll need at least a sway bar option, whether that is the drop brackets to retain use of the factory sway bar or upgrading right off the bat to our torsion sway bar. What the torsion sway bar does is it frees up the front end a little bit and allows it to articulate. Each tire can soak up bumps individually instead of kind of rocking the truck back and forth where you have those two tires that are married to one another. So yeah, the torsion sway bar is a major upgrade. The full progressive leaf springs in the rear would also be a substantial upgrade, but those are also a $1,325 price tag there. So those are something that you could do down the line. But for the meantime, you'd probably want to do like a small block in the rear, maybe like a 2-inch block to get the rear end sitting level with the front. And then, like I said, full leaf springs would be a great upgrade. If you ever do start hauling in the future, you could always add the long travel airbags to regain the loss in capacity that comes from those lighter rated springs. And then the steering stabilizers are also a great upgrade down the line to help control your steering system a lot better with those 35s.
Right. Now my thought process on the steering on the oh gosh, I can't think of the name. You just said it.
Stabilizers, talking about?
Yeah, the stabilizers, is that I should probably add both when I go to do it, right? Because that way
that would be dual opposing stabilization and minimal feedback in your steering system. Yeah, whenever somebody goes to 37s, we automatically recommend both. With 35s, you can get away with one or the other, but the two of them are always going to be optimal to control the steering as well as possible. And then also when you have them both, you've got one pushing right, one pushing left, so that let's say you encounter like a radial pull with those tires and it starts to pull to the right or the left. You can adjust the pressure in the stabilizers to account for that and get the truck tracking straight down the road.
Okay. Now my next question to you is, ideally in a perfect world and I had enough time to take off, I'd go to CJC and have them do it. Because I admire them. I watch a lot of their stuff on YouTube. But I'm out here in Williston, North Dakota, and I'm willing to travel. But do you guys have any contacts out in this area, like say Montana, Colorado, or anywhere, in that neck of the woods that does really good installations for you guys?
We do. So we've got one over in like Billings, Montana. They're called Torque King 4x4. They would be knowledgeable enough to take care of an install for you for sure. If you don't really want to travel and you have a trusted mechanic in your area that does work on your trucks and, just is kind of a certified mechanic, it's a very straightforward install. It comes with detailed installation instructions with torque specs and everything you need to get an install done properly, as long as all those instructions are followed. So if you wanted to, you could always buy through CJC and then just take it to a local guy to have done. It's not rocket science. It's a very straightforward install, and like I said, the instructions are detailed with torque specs and anything needed to get it done right. Okay.
Billings would probably be my best option because they're only about 4 hours away from me.
Right on. Okay, cool.
So
so it's once again, that's Torque King 4x4. TORQUE.
Okay, awesome. Now, does your distributors, do they all honor your military discount and stuff, or?
Absolutely. So yeah, that you're just going to have to mention to them, and then they'll probably require some credentials just to confirm there. But yeah, that's going to be applicable. That's going to come out of their margin overall, but it's kind of a incentive for them to make the sale as far as giving that extra 5%. And that's the only discount that we're going to authorize here that will still allow you to be validated on the warranty there.
Okay. So just to break it down, whether I went 35s or 37s, I'm looking at the 3 1/4 inch backcountry kit, the torsion sway bar, possibly full progressive leaf springs, and dual steering stabilizers.
You got it. And if you don't do the progressive leaf springs off the bat, in order to avoid a noticeable nose-high stance, you'll want to do a block in the interim.
Okay. And do you guys offer that as well?
We do not, but they can source one of those things for you.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, man, I really appreciate your time. I watch a ton of stuff with you guys' products and stuff, and CJC can't say anything better about.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely proponents of our product line, and those guys kick ass, man. They're very knowledgeable on these platforms, and they're very detail oriented, and they do a great job of showing that in their videos. So.
Oh well, it comes through, and their passion is just unreal. It's almost as if they care less about the business side of it. They just do it.
That's really how it is, man. That's how this all started, and that's where we kind of connected with them about a decade ago. And we both started out relatively small, and all of a sudden, here we are, kind of reaching out to a much broader audience, especially with those videos they're making. So I'll pass that on. I appreciate that, and I'm sure they will too.
Yeah, it's great, man. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for your time.
Right on, brother, and feel free to reach out anytime if you have anything that comes up at all, Keith.
All right, will do. Take care. Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
You too, man. Later.
All right. Bye-bye.